part. One is done with his part, the rest we can do in camera.
Our agenda, whether National Police Service Commission, National Police Service, the agenda is
the ugly scene that we saw before, tug of war between the payroll and the rest, are issues that are being addressed internally.
The advertisement is proposed to be published on 11th September 2025 with recruits targeted to report to the training college on 17th November 2025.
Right, now a new report by the International Justice Mission has revealed that 42.9% of Kenyans surveyed between 2022 and 2024 experienced some form of police abuse, raising fresh concerns about accountability within the security sector. Now, the report launched during a ceremony attended by representatives from the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, that is IPOA, the National Police Service, the Law Society of Kenya, and other stakeholders in the criminal justice system highlight corruption, harassment, and wrongful detention as the most prevalent forms of abuse.
Power comes from the confidence and the consent given by the people to the police. And so it's very important for the police to behave in a manner which can inform that confidence and consent of the people.
How many people are ready, after seeing the threats and the killings, to come and stand and say, yes, I was there and I saw that happen? If you're not even sure if tomorrow you'll be the next or the example that is shown. The standards of law, I know we have to keep by the evidentiary nature, but as well as we need to give support, more support to certain institutions to be able that this criminal justice system can actually see life.
Now, transport along the busy Meru-Maua highway was disrupted for several hours on Tuesday after Meru University students staged a demonstration to protest rising insecurity around their campus. Now, the students who barricaded the road and lit bonfires paralyzed traffic flow, forcing motorists to wait for hours as police attempted to clear the highway. Officers later used tear gas to disperse the protesters and restore order. Now, the learners cited a string of attacks and robberies targeting students, saying they now fear for their safety both within and outside the institutions. They demanded that the government urgently deploy more security officers, increase patrols, and install streetlights around the campus to enhance safety. Right, now we head over to Machakos County, and Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti has suspended 33 county officials over corruption allegations in a move aimed at curbing fraudulent activities within her administration. Speaking in Machakos, Governor Ndeti revealed that the affected officials drawn from the departments of administration's trade, liquor billing, and tax collection were implicated in issuing fake receipts and understating revenue collected. Now, the governor said the names of the suspects have been forwarded to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, that is the DCI, for further probe and prosecution. She further warned that her administration will not relent in the fight against graft, stressing that all those found culpable will be held accountable.
These acts of misconduct not only betray public trust, but also undermine the integrity of our institution and the principles of transparency. We must shift the culture from one that demands corruption to one that demands integrity. We must build systems that reward honesty, not shortcuts. We must protect whistleblowers, not punish them. And thus, I urge you to support me in this fight.
Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has called on Kenyans to respect border riders while warning the riders against engaging in reckless or criminal behavior on the roads. Now, speaking in Irunduni, Tharaka Nithi County, during a meeting with border representatives from Meru County and players from Azizia FC, Professor Kithure Kindiki urged riders to avoid criminal acts, including assaulting drivers or damaging vehicles in the event of accidents. The Deputy President also highlighted government programs aimed at creating employment opportunities for youth, including initiatives such as Kazi kwa Ground, Kazi Mitandaoni, and Kazi Majuu.
Wanaendesha pikipiki kiholela. Wanatumia njia ambayo haikubaliwi. On a busy highway, you do a dangerous high turn. Ama unaingia barabarani bila kuobserve vile sheria ya traffic inasema. Unabeba abiria wengi kufika Siasi na hawana hata helmet. Sasa mambo haya machache ya wengine wachache ambao wanaharibu hii sekta, unawaharibia walio wengi ambao wangetaka kupata riziki kupitia hii sekta. Lazima tuwe watu wa kutii sheria. Itakuwa si vizuri mimi kama kiongozi kama sitawaambia ya kwamba baadhi yenu wanaharibia wengine kwa sababu ya kutotii sheria. Na mimi najua ya kwamba bodaboda ni biashara, na watu wengi katika bodaboda wanataka kutii sheria, kufanya biashara na kuhakikisha kwamba hawahatarishi maisha ya wale wengine ambao wanatumia barabara.
Right, at the same time, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has assured residents of Meru County that the government is committed to delivering key development projects in the region. Speaking during his visit, Kindiki announced that the construction of Nithi Bridge is underway and that plans are in place to upgrade Meru Level 5 Hospital to a Level 6 facility. He emphasized that these projects reflect the Kenya Kwanza administration's dedication to improving infrastructure and healthcare for residents. Kindiki also dismissed opposition claims that the government has failed to deliver on its promises, insisting that tangible progress is being made across various sectors.
Watu walikuwa wanasema ati Meru ho, ati hii serikali haitakikani Meru. Ni kweli? Ni kweli? Ni kweli? Hii serikali saa hii tunaharakisha hii Meru Level 5 Hospital ifike Level 6 ikuwe kama Kenyatta National Hospital. Tunaharakisha tuanze ujenzi wa Nithi Bridge ambayo watu wengi wetu wamepoteza maisha. Tunajenga masoko 21 katika Meru. Gakoromone ndio hiyo. Sasa alafu mtu mwingine anakuja hapa na Kiingereza ya bure na Kiswahili, alafu anasema sijui itamu ngapi. Sio ni uongo? Waende wasiende? Waende wasiende? Wapotee? Waende one way? Wacha nione wale wanasema waende. Meru ni two term. Sasa kama mimi ni mmoja wenu hapa. Mimi ni jirani yenu hapa. Mimi ni deputy president wa Kenya. Alafu mtu mwingine anakuja hapa anasema one term. How? Mbona hawakusema siku ile nyingine? Hiyo one term mbona imeanza saa hii? Mbona hawakusema siku ile nyingine watu wengine walikuwa kwa viti? Ati saa hii ndio wamepata ulimi wa kusema one term? Hapana. No. Hapana. Ati saa ile tumefikiwa. Saa ile namna hii tumefikiwa. Alafu saa hii ndio unakuja na ukora wa kusema
Right, now let's talk matters education. Several boarding schools in Gatundu South were abruptly closed last week following reports of student unrest that disrupted learning. Now, the closures sparked concern among parents and educational officials, prompting swift action to restore order. Now, academic activities are gradually resuming after education stakeholders convened an emergency meeting to find long-term solutions to prevent further disturbances. Authorities emphasize the need for proper supervision and measures to maintain discipline within the schools.
We have had an unrest in several schools. The number was about 7 now, but the cases are now being resolved, and we had come here to find a solution, like I told you. And we were holed up here in a 3-hour meeting discussing what action to be taken. We have discussed the unique issues from different schools, and we've been able to identify a solution to all of them. And I'm happy to report that now we have started coming back to normalcy. I can report that Queen of Peace Nembu has come back today, and we've agreed that by the end of the week all the schools should have come back. The ones that were mainly affected by raising down of the infrastructure were 3, namely Macharia, Oshekeni and Moho. and we've agreed with the principals that they will be able to take care of that situation without further ado. So they'll be able to call back the students immediately. So I'm happy to report that it was a fruitful meeting, and that we shall have normalcy come at the end of the week. You know, this term is not unusual. I mean, this term normally is a tough one because there is no midterm, there is no activities, there is no drama festivals, there are no sports. And it's also a time when the Form 4s are going to be doing their national exam. So there was tension related to that mainly. And as you'd imagine, then that would raise other issues or rations and issues of frisking when they're coming back to school and, you know, general issues that you would expect students to have. But I would imagine it was just partly exam fever and such things, but they will be addressed. We have agreed on what steps each principal should take to make sure that we have calm and normalcy by the end of the week. Those children have been released on bond. You know, this being minors, the process of making sure that they are in court is different from the way you process an adult, and therefore for the process to be within the law, it takes a little longer. You know, you need the children's officers' reports and such things, and so the DCI is going through the normal procedure as guided by the CPC, and therefore they'll be getting advice from the DPP on how to proceed.
Now, residents of Egukalinga village in Makinon Ward, Samburu County, are appealing to the National Land Commission to resolve a decades of old land dispute that has left them landless and vulnerable. Now, the dispute concerns a 10,190 acre property formerly known as Duruma Group Ranch, bordering Savo East National Park, with villagers claim was unlawfully taken by a powerful chief in the 1970s. Now, according to Changoti Lugwe, the only surviving original member of the ranch, the chief manipulated the ranch's leadership in 1971, replacing legitimate members with his relatives, renaming it as Dakota Ranch Company and forcibly evicting the community with the help of game rangers. Since then, successive generations have been denied access on the ancestral land despite multiple petitions and meetings with the NLC, including the latest in March 2025.
Sasa kitu ambacho tunataka shamba yetu, tumedhulumika vya kutosha. Kwa sababu yule mzee ametudhulumu, watoto wake pia nao wameingia wanatudhulumu zaidi. Wameanza kuongeza sehemu ambazo wakati huo sisi kama wanachama hatukusema huku kuwe range. Saa hii wamepanua mipaka mpaka sasa mahali pa kukaa hatuna. Tunaomba haki yetu kutoka leo. Tunaomba haki yetu kutoka leo. Turegeshewe ardhi yetu. Tunalia. Hawa maofisa waliokuja wajaribu kutusaidia. Maanake sasa tumeingia mdomo wa mamba, hatuwezi kutoka. Mtuokoe tafadhalini. Kwa kupitia kwa heshima zetu, tunaomba serikali kuu ambayo inaongozwa na Rais William Ruto. Hatuna mahali pa kwenda, itusaidie. Tutaenda wapi sisi watu wa Egu?
Saa hii niko na miaka 61. Saa hii sasa tunaanza kungangana hii shamba letu. Hata sasa hatuna kwa kutembea, hakuna tu kuvunja kuni. Tukifika huko porini tunafukuzwa ni askari kwa kiwaya. Hata juzi tarehe 4 nilipatikana maskari jeshi wawili na kiwaya mwenyewe. Akaanza kunifukuza na gari. Mimi ni mwanamke, nikakimbia, Mungu akanipatia maarifa. Nikakimbia, wakaenda mbele, mimi nikarudi nyuma. Wakapotwa ni miguu yangu. Saa hii ilikuwa niko mochari, mimi nilikuwa ni mazishi yangu leo. Saa hii mimi sina kwa kukaa jameni. Hapa mimi sina nasaidia, namomba serikali kuu ya William Ruto itusaidie. Hatuna pahali kwa kufuga watoto wetu, hatuna pahali ya kukaa. Tumeshangaa saa hii hatuna popote kwa kwenda.
Baada ya mapendekezo yalipopelekwa Nairobi, majibu yakatokea kwamba tumefaulu na hiyo ranch ya Duruma Ranch iwe itaanza, na ikaanza mwaka 1972 kupitia kwa ofisi ya DC Kwale, na ikawa ranch imekubalika na ikaanza kazi mwaka 72. Baada ya kuwa imekubalika na kazi imeanza, members walikuwa ni 25.
The top of the hour. We're due for a short commercial break here on EBN Prime Edition, but we will be back in just a bit. Transparency and ensuring effective public asset management. During the launch, John Badi, the Principal Secretary for Finance, highlighted that the initiative will equip county accountants with modern skills to accurately register and manage public assets. The program involves participants from over 5 counties who will learn contemporary digital techniques to record assets, thereby reducing cases of mismanagement and loss of public resources. Cyril Waguda, Principal Secretary for Investments at the National Treasury, emphasized that the new system will help counties identify and track their assets accurately while minimizing opportunities for corruption in public property management.
Our government is owning quite a number of assets in land, building, motor vehicles, roads, railways, name it. So the government is trying to digitalize all these things so that we can have a centralized system where we can see our assets. And that is what we are trying to do here. We have done it to national government, and almost 90% is complete. We are now rolling it out to county government. We have done it to 14 counties. This is the 3rd cohort. We'll be doing another one next week in Central, so that we can cover our 47 counties to enable them to put their assets in that register. We just want to know the total value of our assets that were being transferred from the defunct county councils, and now we have county governments. And you will find that the assets were transferred to them without the title deeds or the logbooks for these assets. And that is what we are trying to take statistics.
We went through about the policy and also how the assets are managed. And we saw that it is very important we put them practically, and we ensure all assets of the county government and national government are maintained in the IFMIS.
Now, jubilation and cheers echoed through St. Michael's Secondary School in Nasaka as students, teachers, and parents welcomed a brand new school bus donated by Kabuchai Constituency Member of Parliament, that is Majimbo Kalasinga. Students expressed immense relief and happiness, recounting the hardships they faced while commuting to school prior to receiving the bus. The new transport facility is expected to ease travel challenges, particularly for students from low-income families. During the handover ceremony, MP Majimbo Kalasinga took the opportunity to criticize the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga for allegedly pressuring for the removal of the CDF allocation, while praising President William Ruto for ensuring the continued disbursement of funds, which he said have been instrumental in supporting needy students.
Wanafunzi wanapata through CDF bursary, through e-school bus napeana leo kwa St. Michael na Saka. Majimbo Kalasinga hana benefit na hii. Majimbo Kalasinga hatafuti umaarufu na hiyo. Mimi nataka tu kupeana wanafunzi bursary na kuwapea school bus na kuwajengea madarasa ili wakuwe na environment mzuri ya kupata elimu waende mbele. Nataka kwa heshima hii niulize rafiki mkuu ambaye alianzia CDF akiwa na the late Mzee Kibaki wa Malwa kijana, ndio walianza the first CDF. Na mimi nataka pia kumuomba mzee, kila wakati unakaa na rais, na ukitoka State House unasema CDF iende. Nataka pia tuchunguze rais. Labda rais anamnong'onezea chini kwa chini, enda pika CDF itoke. Because if you are a friend of the president and you are continuously knocking CDF, we also want to investigate what the president tells you.
Hii changamoto kwenda mchezo. Nilikuwa nikienda michezo, maybe tutembee na miguu. Tembea na mguu utambofike huko umechoka kabisa. Yaani mguu zinakuuma, lakini sasa hii tutapanda basi amaje? Yes. Tumefurahia. Yeah.
Tunamshukuru mbunge wetu kwa kutuletea basi. Tunajua kwamba haijakuwa rahisi. Tulipitia katika changamoto wakati wa kuenda michezo. Wakati mwingine tulikuwa tukitembea. Tunafika kule michezo ishaanza, lakini kwa sasa tumepata. Tunaamini ya kwamba tutaendelea hivyo na tutatia bidii hata katika masomo.
Now, Kenya joined the world in celebrating Global Literacy Day, with officials calling on communities to embrace continuing education before the 844 curriculum concludes in 2027. Speaking at the Changamwe Award celebrations, Grace Ayuma Mbete, the education officer in charge of continuing education, revealed that approximately 360 students have already enrolled in the program, urging others to take advantage of the learning opportunities available.
Theme ya mwaka huu inasema promoting literacy in the digital era. Kwa hivyo malengo yetu haswa ni kuwezesha wanafunzi wetu pia kuweza kutoka katika mfumo wa analog, mfumo wa kutumia vitabu kwa wingi, na wajiingie katika mfumo wa digital ambao watatumia websites, watatumia kama AI, watatumia ChatGPT, watatumia WhatsApp na kurahisisha mambo.
Hapa Changamwe tumeweza kuwa na enrollment nzuri ambayo mpaka sasa wako 360 ambayo wanaendelea. Pia kama area MCA tutashikana pamoja next term tuanze kutoa watu kwa manyumba kuhakikisha kwamba tumeweza kupata idadi kubwa kushinda hiyo, ili watu wetu wawe wanajua kuandika na hata kutumia kompyuta. Manake through computer tunajua kwamba kuna kazi mingi ambazo ziko.
All right, now let's get sporty. Kenya's Harambee Stars delivered a dominant performance, thrashing Seychelles 5-0 at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, on Tuesday. Now the home side, led by coach Benny McCarthy, showcased attacking prowess with goals from Ryan Ogam, Collins Sichenje, and a brace from captain Michael Olunga. From the outset, Kenya controlled the match despite both teams already being eliminated from the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying race. Ogam opened the scoring in the 7th minute, assisted by Duki Abuya, before Sichenje netted in the 35th minute, also courtesy of Abuya's service. Ogam then doubled his tally in the 38th minute, making it 3-0. Olunga converted a penalty deep into first half stoppage time at 45 plus additional time of 5 minutes to complete a commanding first half display. Now in the second half, Olunga secured his brace in the 67th minute, assisted by Richard Onyango, sealing the emphatic 5-0 victory. All right, many thanks for, of course, keeping us company until this particular minute. Of course, congratulations for the team Harambee Stars for their stellar performance in today's match. All right, it is exactly 29 minutes past the top of the hour. Many thanks for, of course, keeping us company until this particular minute. You've been watching EBN Prime Edition. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Laura Otieno. My name is Martin Macharia, and as always, let's do this again when God says we do.